Everyone thinks the Galaxy Watch 7 is just last year's watch with a shiny AI sticker, but here's the thing, it's the first sub-$200 smartwatch that actually changed how I train day to day because the Galaxy AI features aren't fluff when you use them right. I wore this for 2 weeks across runs, rides, sleep, and daily life, and what it revealed about readiness and pacing surprised me. Yes, marketing shouts AI, sleep, heart, all that. But the story is what happens when you ignore the energy score, push anyway, and watch your performance tank versus when you listen. That gap was the shock. And no, it's not perfect. Before we dive into what I discovered, quick heads up. If you're already leaning in and want the best deal, the current price I'm seeing is $189.99 with a 4.5-star rating. Link is below. But stick around because a couple of test results might change how you use it. Here's why I even gave this a shot. I was frustrated with inconsistent heart rate during intervals, GPS that wobbled under tree cover, and sleep tracking that told me I was fine when I felt wrecked. I train for 5K and 10K PRs and need coaching that understands I'm not a robot. Past watches either overestimated readiness or nuked the battery if I actually trained. I wanted something that could nudge me to back off on trash days and greenlight me when my body was ready. On paper, the Watch 7 promised energy score, improved heart rate tracking, sleep apnea detection, and wellness tips that learn from your habits. I was skeptical. I've seen fancy dashboards that never translate into smarter workouts, but I also saw the price dip under $200. If it could nail the basics and make the AI practical, that would be a steal. Testing started with running. I used the Race Myself feature to compare a 5K loop against my prior best, same start and route as required. GPS lock took about 8–10 seconds. On a 5.00 km measured route, the Watch 7 recorded 5.03 km. That's excellent. Pace guidance nudged me to hold back on the first kilometer. I paired a Polar H10 chest strap to check heart rate accuracy. The Watch 7's average HR was within 2 BPM of the chest strap, max HR within 4 BPM during strides, a real improvement over older models when your arm is bouncing. Battery drop 9% for a 45-minute run with Bluetooth music and notifications on. But then, under a highway overpass and dense trees, pace briefly spiked for 8 seconds before correcting. Not a deal breaker, but it happened. On the bike, I tested the route comparison again over a 20 km loop with rolling hills. The hill pacing suggestions were smarter than expected. It didn't just scream go faster. It told me where I could claw back seconds on flats after cresting. Average HR was within 3 BPM of the chest strap. Cadence from wrist estimation is never perfect, but paired sensors smoothed that out. Battery drop? 12% over 65 minutes with screen brightness at auto and always-on display off. But then, push long notifications and AOD on all afternoon and you feel the drain. Daily use range shrinks to a day and a bit. Sleep was the make or break. I wore it for 10 nights. Energy score requires Galaxy AI via Samsung Health and a Samsung account, and you need consistent wear. Sleep tracking improves after about a week. On 2 nights of lousy sleep and late caffeine, the Watch 7 flagged a lower energy score and recommended dialing back intensity, and it was right. When I ignored it, my intervals fell apart. When I listened and swapped intensity for an easy run, I felt stronger the next day. The sleep apnea detection feature is there for adults 22 and over and runs over 2 nights to flag signs of moderate to severe obstructive sleep apnea. It's on demand, not a diagnosis, and not for those already diagnosed. In my case, no flagged events. Heart rate tracking is not a medical device, keep that in mind. Daily life, the watch is lightweight and comfortable. Notifications are clean, calls sound decent, and the double pinch gesture is handy when your hands are full. Battery life with always-on display off, I averaged 36–40 hours including a workout. With AOD on and frequent notifications, 24–28 hours. Fast charge took me from near empty to about 45% in 30 minutes to full in just over an hour. But here's where it gets interesting. Body composition, BIA checks for trends, and wellness tips started giving me simple, targeted nudges, earlier wind down, hydration prompts after tough sessions, and over a week they actually synced with my training outcomes. Downsides, some tips feel generic at first, raised to wake can miss a beat in dim rooms, and a lot of the Galaxy AI features require a compatible Samsung Galaxy phone with the Samsung Health app and a Samsung account. If you're on iPhone, this is not for you. The most surprising discovery, the energy score wasn't a gimmick. After 10 days, when I respected it, I set a neighborhood 5K PR by 32 seconds without feeling cooked. When I ignored it after a short night's sleep, I hit a wall 15 minutes into tempo. That input bias reality, seeing it work when I put in the wear time, changed how I trained. The improved heart rate stability under motion meant interval feedback I could trust. GPS was steady, with only brief hiccups under extreme cover. Compared to a Pixel Watch 2 I used last season, the Watch 7's battery with workouts is better, and the coaching cues are more actionable for runners and cyclists. Is it too good to be true? Not really. It's not magic. If you run LTE, crank AOD, and blast music, you'll charge nightly. Some health features like ECG or blood pressure where available depend on region and phone compatibility, and all the heart metrics are not for medical use. Sleep apnea detection is an over-the-counter software tool for signs only, not a diagnosis. But the core package, ready-to-use AI insights, reliable HR, and route-based performance comparisons delivers at this price. Now that you know the energy score and route comparison can actually move the needle, you'll want to grab it while it's still around that 189.99 mark. Deals shift fast. I've got the best current price linked below. Get it, set it up with Samsung Health, wear it for a week, and then judge. Bottom line, for Android users, especially on a Samsung phone who want smarter training guidance, better sleep insights, and solid battery life in a sleek everyday watch, the Galaxy Watch 7 is easy to recommend. If you're on iPhone, or you need multi-week battery for backcountry ultras, or you want medical-grade measurements, look elsewhere. For most of us chasing PRs and better recovery, this is the first affordable smartwatch where the AI actually earns its spot on your wrist. Buy it for the coaching you'll actually follow, not the hype you'll forget.